Combinations. So a combination is similar to a permutation when you're doing your setup, except that there's no order, or order doesn't matter. So it's different than, we sometimes use the word arrangement for permutations. For combination, we're selecting objects. So we're selection of objects in no particular order. This is the number of combinations n of different objects taken r at a time is denoted by NCR notation. So it's n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial. Again, n must be a natural number and the n value still must be greater than your r value. So let's use example 1 to try out this formula. From a group of 5 students, 3 will be chosen to work on a committee. Determine the possibilities for the composition of the committee. So n is going to be your number of objects taken 3 at a time, or you're choosing 3. So I tend to use the language, so I'm going to plug it into this formula. I say there's 5 and I'm choosing 3 of them. C stands for combination, but I still like that you could say choose. So 5 choose 3 is equal to 5 factorial over 5 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial. So you don't need a calculator for this one. We can simplify this one down. 5 minus 3 will be 2 factorial. And I'm going to use my simplification of factorials to simplify that down until I get to the 3 factorial. 2 factorial is just 2 times 1 or 2. 3 factorials are going to cancel. So I get 5 times 4, so 20 divided by 2. So my answer is 10. Now, we don't need a calculator for this question. If you have larger numbers, you can use a calculator. The other thing that you can do, and you may have noticed this button on your calculator before with NPR, but most calculators have an NCR button on their calculator, or again, it's often above a button, so you'll see you have to hit shift or something. It may be, if you have a probability button, it will be under there, so you would choose probability, and then you would find it. Again, I have a graphing calculator, which is not the calculator you will be using, but if for some reason that's all you happen to have as well with you, that it would be under math, and then I would have to go to probability, and I have a NCR button. So I would choose my n value CR. So for me, I would have to type in 5, choose 3. I'd actually have to type in the 5 first. Then I would go back to that, choose 3, and then choose the 3. And then, so you're going to choose your n value and your r value, and I get 10. So somewhere on your if for some reason you do not have it on your calculator, you will have to just use the formula every time. But the majority of your calculators, you would want a calculator for calculations we do later on, where you have that button. So you want kind of that probability button, or it just might be on one of the key functions at the top or along sort of the top of the buttons to have a look for it. You can also go online and take a look at your make and model of your calculator and put the Google search in and ask for the, where to find the combination button. And you can find it that way too, just to learn how your calculator works.